Well, good afternoon, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's having a great day. I'm having a good one. It's been a busy one. I've been running around from the red brick house to my in-laws. We're trying to fix the porch. They got some family that's coming to town soon, and we want to make sure the place looks really good. Um, and I can't believe that Dan Quinn didn't know this. Dan Quinn, who has been everything to the Dallas Cowboys and the defense as a defensive coordinator. You know, I don't know if you guys realize we had historically one of the worst defenses the Dallas Cowboys has ever had in their history of 2020. And right now, people are talking about the Dallas Cowboys that maybe they're the best defense in football right now. That's amazing to think about from where we were just not that long ago. Dan Quinn had, during press conference, and I love listening to Dan Quinn press conferences. I'm going to listen to it, the whole thing later on, but I had to get to this soundbite. You know, there's the Dallas Cowboys doomsday defense, okay, and doomsday 2. And see, this is the thing that people don't seem to understand. You know, when they think about Roger Staubach, they think about Troy Aikman and stuff. They don't think about the defense. But we had some of the best defenses in history on the Dallas Cowboys during our Super Bowl years. You had Dan Quinn, who was the leader of the Legion of Doom. And we have called this for years the Legion of Boom. I'm sorry, of Doom. The Legion of Doom. Okay, we've said that. I know on the YouTube, I know me, I know Law and all that. We have joked and said we're becoming the Legion of Doom. Right? I know you've heard that. Well, somebody today at the press conference actually said that to Dan Quinn. And he was like, never heard that before. That's kind of cool. Seriously, Dan? You've never heard that? Ain't nobody ever said that to you, bro? Wow. I guess here on the YouTube, we're the innovators then, and maybe y'all need to listen more to the YouTube. But regardless of that, right now, I can understand why Dan Quinn held on to the Cowboys defensive coordinator position at least for one more year. You could start over with a new team, and you know he can next year if he wants to, and go through the hassles and the headaches and all that of starting over with the new team. Or you stay with the Dallas Cowboys with a young team that you started building a defense that could be one of the best defenses we've seen in a long time, with a bunch of guys where you're the architect, where you've got full control over what you do. You have the faith of the ownership, believing in what you do, and the latitude to do what you want to do. You've gone out, you've found yourself 3 really good safeties. You've got right now an aging cornerback, but a real good one is Stephon Gilmore. And then you got a pick magnet in Trayvon Diggs. You've got one of the best pass rushers and maybe a generational talent in Micah Parsons. And now you're beginning to collect a defensive front. And here's the thing that's interesting about the defensive line that we had during the Legion of Boom. Here's the thing that's really interesting when you think about that defense. Cliff Averill during the Super Bowl year was the biggest sack getter, and I think he only had 8.5. I think Marcellus Bennett had, Michael Bennett had, I want to say 7. Everybody else is 4 or 5 or so like that. There wasn't really like one standout guy like a Micah Parsons. It was a bunch of guys that were really, really good that had a great rotation of players. And you can look and you can see that same formula here with the Dallas Cowboys, where now you're getting guys that can fit certain roles. You look at Osa Ndigazua, who is more of a speed rusher and things. He's a little bit lighter, but he's quicker and things, right? He can get upfield and really go ahead and do that chasing. Now you've got big guys like Hankins, like Quentin Bohannon. You've got guys like now Mozzie Smith that you look at and say, those guys can be the big run stuffers, the guys that can hold the line in the middle and make it better for the edge rushers. And see, having now the guys with versatility even, and this is where you see the Legion of Doom evolving even further with the heavy nickel, where you have safeties that can play linebacker. So you have versatility of safeties that can cover and safeties that can run stop, where you don't per se have to change up the players that you have for different matchups. Because see, ultimately, you think of, I think of my offense, and I love 12 personnel. The reason why I love 12 personnel is it's versatile. You can do the opposite thing of what the defense is planning for. If you end up having 8 men in the box, you can have your tight end split out wide, and you can end up and having your running back go out of the backfield, and now you've got 5 wideouts that's going against a heavy run-stopping defense. If they are staying into a nickel coverage, well, you got 2 extra blockers, and you just run on them because you've got numbers. But with the versatility that Dan Quinn has gotten with these guys, you can match up on both things because of the versatility of the safeties. They can cover, they can run stop and run support. And see, this is where Dan Quinn, I really honestly believe it wasn't so much about not wanting to have the control, and it may be, and this is a big maybe, and we don't know definitively if this is the case. But some guys, after being the head coach, they realize they don't like running the jobs. It's a different ball of wax being a head coach versus the guy who's actually there with the troops. And we don't know if Dan Quinn is that guy who likes to be there down in the trenches with the troops, teaching that next generation, that drill sergeant, or if he wants to be that guy who is, more of the political guy, the guy who is the media guy that has to deal with the owner and oversee the coaches. I know for me, I hate being the boss. I'm more of that guy that likes to teach people and likes to get in there, get my hands dirty, and do the work. And if you were to ask me, what is the biggest move the Cowboys made this offseason? It has to be Dan Quinn. It just has to be. Keeping Dan Quinn in the fold, it's huge. There's nothing that the Cowboys did that was any bigger than that. And I am excited to see what this defense is able to do with all the pieces that we have. This is truly, on paper, the most complete defense we've had. Now, that's always subject to change because of injuries and things and projections of what you think a guy may do. Sometimes guys get old overnight. But I look at this of the mix of having a DeMarcus Lawrence with the Sam Williams right behind him. I look at this as now having a complete defensive line with guys that can hopefully be run stoppers. I look at this with guys who can now cover, not just having one good cornerback, but actually having 2. I look at this and say, we have safeties that aren't going to act like lead blockers for the opposition, that guys that can put their nose into it and stop guys. So, yeah, Legion of Doom. Dan Quinn. Live it, love it, like it. And I'll see you tonight, 9 o'clock from here. Peace.